3 poems for you. I'll just make it be 3 because I'm taking up too much time. This first one from that, is written on the 15th of November, and that is the I Love to Write Day. I love to write day, so it seemed fitting to start with that one. This is a short piece called Up for the Challenge. Stephen King's Carrie horror story was rejected 30 times. 30. People don't write to strike it rich. It doesn't work like that. People write because it's in their blood. They have a story to tell. They have a story to tell and they don't know how to share it unless they write it down. In this modern era, people stare at their 3-inch screens to live, and people in the modern world now need to be challenged. So, if writing is the best way to truly express yourself, then even for just one day, see if you're up for the challenge. The I Love to Write Day for the 15th of November. This one, the second one on this list for you guys, was written on the 11th of November because it's the 1922 birth date of Kurt Vonnegut. So this is a poem for that, and it's called Vanity Plates Saying No War. They say my writing is anti-war. I served in the military in World War II. When the bombings came, my survival depended on my hiding in a meat locker with cadavers 3 stories underground until we emerged to find the city of Dresden burned to the ground. So, yes, I may now be anti-war, which may be as pointless as being against homes or schools, because as terrible as wars are, sometimes they are necessary with true evil in the world. So make sure you fight a just war. Once you see it from the inside, does the dichotomy make sense? Choosing to use nuclear bombs, destroying cities of civilians? For it made sense when I saw a Purple Heart license plate, a vanity plate that said, "No war." The humanist in me sees the choices we all make and don't think about. So I satirize my way through so people can start to see the dichotomy in their ways. For honorary atheist or not, we live in a world of the survival of the fittest, in politics, in religion, and, of course, in war. The best way to handle it all is to keep a humorous outlook on it all, because that might be the only thing that gets you through. Kurt Vonnegut's birthday. It's interesting to have different events that'll happen throughout November. I'm trying to give you a few. I hope you enjoy them. This last one, it was written on the 27th of November. It was on for the day of Alfred Nobel's 1895 signing of his last will to create the annual Nobel Prize. It's called Only Certain People. Only certain people in history accomplish things that make a sudden change in the history of the world. Scientists' discoveries positively alter how we view the world. Chemists, under government orders, even make the atom bomb. And then again, there are some who were just businessmen making dynamite, who read the newspaper, the premature obituary of themselves one day, that condemned them from profiteering from the sales of arms. So, Alfred Nobel decided, then and there, to bequeath his fortune to the Nobel Prize, giving awards to people for doing good and not destroying. When his will was read, his family protested. They wanted his money for themselves, but eventually they lost their 5-year fight that stopped prizes awarded for actually abiding by Nobel's wishes. So, because someone published a premature obituary blaspheming a man for not doing good with his life, it changed him enough to make sure any profits from his past destructive ways would only be used in the future for highlighting good. What a beautiful sentiment, where someone learns the error of their ways and final actions take the final legacy, endless good, instead. I did not know that about him, that he was, that he'd sold immunity. I was like, wow. And so they had a premature obituary, and I'm like, that's the most fascinating thing. And then again, I see how it's leaning so left now that they give awards to groups, even though Trump, I can't believe it, Trump was nominated 3 times for Nobel Peace Prizes for peace in the Middle East, which blew my mind. And I'm like, of course he's not going to win it, because they'll want to be able to side for somebody that they say, oh, is all about peace, and not somebody that they want to think is so divisive. Anyway.